It looked like the deadliest fighting force ever assembled. Thousands of tanks primed for blitzkrieg, airfields choked with fighters ready to scorch the sky, and at the helm, the most feared general in the Allied arsenal, George S. Patton. But this army had a secret. If you poked these tanks with a bayonet, they wouldn't explode, they would pop. This is the story of the greatest con in military history, how a phantom army of artists, sound engineers, and inflatable rubber defeated the Nazi war machine without firing a single bullet. This is Operation Fortitude. 1944. The world is holding its breath. The Allies need to break into Fortress Europe, but Hitler has spent years building the Atlantic Wall. It is the military equivalent of a "Do Not Enter" sign written in reinforced concrete and machine gun nests. An invasion seems suicidal. To breach it with brute force would be like trying to smash a brick wall with your face. Painful, messy, and unlikely to succeed. The geography was the enemy. The shortest route from England to France is Dover to Calais. It's obvious, it's logical. And because it was logical, the Nazis had parked their entire 15th Army there, waiting. If the Allies attacked Calais, they'd be slaughtered. If they attacked Normandy, the Germans would just rush their tanks down and crush them on the beach. As Winston Churchill famously said, "In wartime, truth is so precious that she should always be attended by a bodyguard of lies." The Allies didn't need more guns, they needed a better story. They had to convince Hitler that the invasion was happening exactly where he expected it, Calais, while secretly preparing for Normandy. Enter Operation Fortitude South. The objective? Create a fake army group so convincing that Hitler would keep his panzers in Calais, waiting for a fight that would never come. They created the first United States Army group, FUSAC, a paper tiger with very sharp teeth. To sell the lie, they turned the English countryside into a Hollywood set. They deployed the Ghost Army. Instead of steel, they used rubber. They manufactured hundreds of inflatable M4 Sherman tanks. From 100 yards away, they looked lethal. Up close, they were glorified pool toys. But the deception went deeper than visuals. A tank leaves tracks, a balloon doesn't. So soldiers spent days driving bulldozers to carve heavy tracks into the mud leading up to the inflatables. They even had laundry duty, hanging uniforms of non-existent regiments on clotheslines for German reconnaissance planes to photograph. But visuals weren't enough. An army is loud. If you close your eyes, you should still hear it. The Allies recorded the sounds of armored divisions, tanks cranking, gears grinding, sergeants screaming, and blasted them from giant speakers mounted on trucks. They played these sonic deceptions at night. To the Germans listening across the channel, it sounded like a massive buildup was happening right under their noses. Every great movie needs a star. For FUSAG, that star was General George S. Patton. The Germans feared Patton. They respected him. They believed he would lead the invasion, so the Allies made him the commander of this fake army. Patton was seen visibly touring the area near Calais, shouting orders at imaginary divisions. The Germans bought it hook, line, and sinker. If Patton was in Dover, the invasion was coming from Dover. The final nail in the coffin was the double-cross system. The British had captured or turned every German spy in the UK. They fed Berlin a steady diet of lies. The star player was Agent Garbo, a Spaniard who hated Nazis so much he invented a network of 27 imaginary sub-agents. He sent thousands of messages confirming the massive troop buildup in Dover. Hitler's intelligence reports were essentially fan fiction written by British intelligence. June 6, 1944. The Allies stormed the beaches of Normandy. The real invasion begins. But here is the punchline. Hitler was asleep. When he woke up, he refused to release the panzer divisions to Normandy. Why? Because he was still waiting for Patton. He was still waiting for the Ghost Army. For weeks after D-Day, the Germans held their best troops at Calais, guarding against an army of balloons, while the Allies liberated France. In the end, the Nazis were defeated not just by superior firepower, but by superior imagination. They were outsmarted by a phantom force, proving that in the theater of war, sometimes the best special effects are the ones that save the world. If you enjoyed this story of deception, smash that like button. It's the only thing here that isn't fake. Subscribe for more history that hits harder than a Sherman tank. See you in the next one.